Hey there, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. Today we're not doing an official intro for this vlog because I think the best way to go about it is to do it from the heart and not planning it out too much, because this is the first time I'm doing a reading vlog for something that I'm really a bit nervous about, something that I have not tried before. I've mentioned quite a few times on my channel, I believe, that I have not read any historical romances before, because I've always assumed that the way that they're written, so because they're obviously historical, usually set in like Victorian times, um, the language is very flowery. There's a lot of descriptions, so that's usually something that I find kind of bores me, or maybe at times is a bit difficult to get through, kind of makes me feel slumpish. At times I feel like I'm going to be skimming those portions of a book, and I'm like, that's not something that will typically work for me. So I've been avoiding them for like my whole life basically. And one of the goals that I've made for myself for this year is to really try things out that I haven't tried before, and see whether my assumptions about my reading taste are accurate, or maybe if I can be proven wrong in some way. So, what I've done is I asked on my Instagram stories if anyone who has read a lot of historical romances can recommend some really good romances for me that I can start with. And my favorite, Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings, really came through, because she basically recommended the three books that I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog. Unfortunately, I believe I actually have all three of them on Storytel, so I'm going to pick up the audiobooks for them. And I really do believe that that may make a difference for me in enjoying those books, because listening is quite more interactive than reading them physically. So I really have high hopes for these three books. And yeah, to make this video as interesting as possible, I'm just going to leave off with kind of giving you an idea of which books I'm doing one by one. I'm not going to give you all three books at the get-go, so from at the start. I'm starting off with Tessa Dare's The Duchess Deal. And for all of these books, I don't know anything about them. I don't know the tropes. I don't know anything. Obviously, there is a Duchess here because of the title. And then we'll see how it goes. I'm diving in and I'm going to let you know what I think about it, probably at the 50% mark, if not further in, because it's not a very long audiobook. I saw that it's about, like when I just did the speed, it was about 5 hours or so. So I think I may get to finish it in maybe a day or day and a half time, depending on my schedule for the day. So I'll update you once I have dove into it a bit more. See you later. Hello, everyone. I am so bad at updating you during this historicals reading vlog because I've had a very hectic week. I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a ride this week because I've been reading a lot on audio, and I've had a very hectic week at work and also with my home life because my kid was sick, so he was at home the whole time. So me combining everything together was just not the best ideal situation for me to film throughout the whole week. So I'm doing it now, like 4 days after I finished the Duchess Deal. I'm updating you on what I thought about it. And um, I'm very glad that my memory is still fresh on this book because I really loved it. And I'm really happy that I started the reading blog with that book because it really was a very big success for me. First of all, because it kind of made me realize that my assumptions about historical books were very incorrect. I really thought that they would all be like very flowery with a lot of descriptions and that I would get bored throughout reading the stories. But this one really, I was engaged with it throughout the whole story. I wanted to know what would happen. The banter was just top notch. The spicy scenes were top notch as well. So everything really clicked for me. I gave this book 5 stars, and I don't know what kind of update I gave you when I started the reading vlog, but basically the story starts with the Duke. His name is Ash, and he was supposed to marry a woman, but their engagement ended basically, and she had already ordered her dress, her bride's dress, and the woman, the seamstress who made the dress, she came in wearing the dress into his home, explaining that she was never paid for her labor and that she really needs the money. And immediately they hit it off. They have an amazing banter, and we immediately find out that possibly what has happened between Ash and his ex fiance is that he had become injured while he was in the military. So his face is very scarred, and he believes that, yeah, that she was repulsed by him. So he was like, okay, I'm vibing with this seamstress woman. I have a very good banter with her, and I see that she's not taking my crap. So let's just make a deal with her where we get married for convenience. So she basically can benefit from his position as a duke, and obviously also financially can benefit from him, and he can benefit from her by having a male heir. So they strike this deal with each other, and obviously, because they have this amazing banter, it's immediately very engaging and very fun to read. And Emma, she is very much the type of heroine that I love, the type of heroine who doesn't take crap from anybody. And she's also the type of heroine who looks past the book's cover. So she immediately knew that the tough front that he's presenting is just a front, and that he's much more than what he gives um, people as an image of himself. Because what he's doing throughout the book is he's kind of helping people and scaring other people off, so scaring bad people off to help good people with his appearance. So like high society has deemed him some kind of a vigilante bad guy who is dealing with crime, but and he's kind of thriving on it, which is even more fun. But she sees that all as a front. You know, she's definitely appreciating all his good qualities, and she's pointing it out to him that he's definitely more than what he shows people, and that's something that I absolutely love. That's how he, I believe, really fell in love with her as well. I have to say also the spice within this book was top notch. I loved it. There were funny moments within the spicy scenes as well, which definitely kind of alleviated the situation a bit because of his scars. So really to not make it so much a traumatic kind of experience. So I really love this book. I gave it 5 stars. I'm not gonna lie, I really, really love this book, and I'm very curious to find more Tessa Dare books because I really love her writing style, and I really flew through the audiobook of it as well. The narrator was perfect for the story. So yeah, this one was definitely a hit for me. Thank you so much, Rachel, for recommending this book to me, because it wouldn't have been on my radar if it hadn't been for you. And I'm very curious to see how I'm going to like the other 2 books. So I'll update you once I have read those. Hello, everyone. I am on my way home from doing groceries because I'm gonna have a very full day today. But I just wanted to do a quick update before I get cracking because, like I mentioned, it's gonna be a full day. So I have started The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. This book, at least the audiobook for it, I don't know what to say. I mean, the tropes within the book I like. The hero I definitely like. But the heroine is the type of heroine that I don't like. So the thing is, I don't like heroines who are kind of oblivious and too naive for their own good. I do appreciate a lessons in seduction type story, which this is, but she is absolutely
I don't know a word for it. It's not even oblivious. She's absolutely sheltered, like way sheltered. And I am not sure that I'm vibing with it too much. And the thing is, I think that I'm also influenced by the audiobook for it because the narrator is doing this baby voice on her. I mean, she's doing a great job with the male voice, which is odd. Usually, whenever a woman does both the voices, it's weird to hear the woman do the male voice. But in this situation, she kind of tries to use three voices. You know, the voice which narrates, the female voice, and the hero's voice. And the female voice just sounds very babyish to me. That kind of really puts me off. I'm gonna be honest. It's like uh, a very whiny teenager trying to seduce a man. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that is bothering me with this one. I do appreciate that there are a lot of funny moments. I love the fact that this story is about a man who is opening up a supper club, and he is after these recipes that only she can give him, and then they strike up a deal of her getting seduction lessons in exchange for the recipes. So I love the foodie aspect of it. I love the banter and exchanges between them, and the fact that he is the absolute rake type of a guy. I love that part of the story. But yeah, I'm just not vibing with her a lot, so we're gonna have to wait and see how that will pan out. So yeah, I'm about 30% in, and I'm gonna update you possibly quite a bit later on, maybe when I finish this, because I'm going to listen to it throughout my lunch today and tonight possibly. So possibly tonight I'll be able to finish it, and then I'll let you know my full thoughts on it. See you later.
Hello everyone, I am in my reading nook up here and I've just finished The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. It's my second book within the historicals vlog that I'm doing. All the books that were recommended to me by Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. I've already given you an idea when I was about 30% into the book what I thought about it, that I was definitely engaged with some parts of the book and I really love the hero and how they have this kind of interesting connection with each other, especially when it comes to the foodie aspect within the book. So he's going to be opening up a supper club, and she has recipes that he very desperately wants to use in his supper club. So they strike up a deal where he is giving her lessons in seduction because she is desperately wanting to find a husband who is going to be her love match and not so much have an arranged situation that very much her family is trying to arrange for her. So it's kind of an interesting exchange of him trying to give her lessons in seduction and then herself giving him the recipes in return. And they have a lot of interactions because she is cooking for him. He is giving her tips and tricks on how to flirt. And I think that what really made this book a hit for me was the fact that he's giving her lessons in seduction and then she's applying it to other people and he gets jealous over it. So I really love that part within the book where he is finding out that he is not okay with her applying those lessons to other people than himself. But I do have to say that now that I've finished the book, I'm still very much not a fan of the oblivious nature of Alice's character. So that is something that definitely is not. It's not a favorite thing for me whenever the female character is very oblivious or very sheltered. I honestly don't know how to explain what I mean. I hope that you understand what I mean when I say that she's oblivious. Really, whenever they're speaking about any sexual relations, she's absolutely clueless when it comes to those, and she comes off as like almost a very young teenager who is kind of like, what do you mean, and how does that happen, and where does it go, and whatever, just things like that. It's not my favorite. So yeah, that's the only thing that really bugged me when it comes to this story. And maybe the fact that it was too much of a push and pull. So I think that could have been resolved a bit quicker, because they were like, okay, so we like each other, but then she goes off with the other Duke guy, and he's like, I'm a scoundrel, so she's not, or I'm not worth it to her. And then he does want something with her, so he kind of tries something with her, but then he's again, I'm a scoundrel, so I shouldn't be with her. And like the push and pull was a bit too much in the end. That's why I gave this book 4 stars, but I definitely did enjoy it. And again, I've been proven wrong when it comes to historicals, that this was really dynamic. I mean, there wasn't very much like a flowery or kind of a very descriptive situation where it got to be boring for me. So I definitely stand corrected when it comes to my assumptions about historicals. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to this book. I really enjoyed it. I think that should I pick up historicals in the future, I definitely may try the next book, which will be, I believe it's Nellie and the Duke's book, if I'm not mistaken. So I may try that out. And then the next book that I'm going to pick up, I don't know what it's called. I forgot. You'll see it in my next update once I pick up that book. So I'll see you in the next one. Hey, you guys. So I've just sat down because I want to record my KU reading wrap up. It's not a reading vlog because I didn't vlog it, but it's a wrap up of the readathon that I participated in last week. And I thought that it's maybe better to just wrap up the reading vlog that I'm doing with the historicals as well, because I'm going to post that probably tomorrow or the day after. And because I already actually finished the 3rd book, I was really bad with this reading vlog when it comes to giving you updates on what I really think about the book throughout reading it. But this last book that I picked up, it's by Lisa Kleypas, and the book is called Again the Magic. I have to say that I really almost read it in one sitting. I started it like in the afternoon hours yesterday, and I had about an hour into the audiobook that I needed to finish, and I finished it this morning, and I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I did not know that I would love this much a romance that is a historical, because it includes tropes that I absolutely love. We have mutual binding, we have a scarred heroine, we have a lot of angst. I mean, when we have angst at its best, this is what I'm talking about right here. This book had it all. And really, childhood lovers to enemies to lovers again. And the most intriguing part within this book that I absolutely loved is the fact that we have not only one romance, but actually 2 romance plots within the story, and I was intrigued in both of them. So let me just tell you, so the book follows this kind of, I don't know, when it comes to historicals, I'm really bad at explaining because I'm not very familiar with the classifications like dukes, viscounts, and I'm not very familiar with the whole class thing when it comes to those kinds of things. She is a lady as far as I can see. Her name is Eileen or Eileen. I don't know how you pronounce her name. She is coming from a fortunate, like from a higher up family, and already from her teenage years she has been in love with one of the like stable boys. His name is McKenna. Both of them have had very strong feelings for each other, and at the beginning of the story we find out that they're really kind of trying to fight off their attraction because of the classification. They know that they cannot be together. but at the same time, their feelings are so strong that they can hardly resist one another. And then her family finds out that they were fooling around, so they send him away. And because her father was so really upset that she was involved with him, he gave her a warning that if they somehow get back together, that he would make it impossible for him to work anywhere, that he would totally ruin him. So she decided that the only way to save him from this horrible predicament, from this horrible future for him, that she really needs to make it clear that she has no interest in him, so she kind of pushes him away. And then 10 or 12 years later, or whatever, he has actually become very rich because he has become this self made man who has gone to America and has had business dealings that have made him very rich. And he comes back to kind of get a revenge on her almost, because he was so hurt by the fact that she kind of threw away their future together, and that she really cut all ties with him. So he was really upset because he felt like he would do anything to be with her, and he felt like she didn't feel the same. So he kind of came back to get even with her somehow. But in the meantime, he finds out that she has had an accident. Things have happened that have really changed her. But also at the same time, he's seeing the same things within her that he has always loved. In the meantime, she's pining for him because she wants to be with him, but at the same time, because she has scars because of her accident, she feels like she will be kind of repulsive for him. So she keeps him at arm's length, and at the same time, her best friend, this guy Adam, he he has proposed a marriage of convenience. So we have a bit of a jealousy situation going on where McKenna is like, okay, so she has a suitor, but why is she coming with me and giving me any attention if she has someone who has proposed to her? So there's this kind of side plot which is very interesting as well. And overall, just their whole dynamic is so amazing because you have a lot of angst, a lot of pining, a lot of will they, won't they, within throughout the plot, and you're just rooting for them throughout the whole plot to get together. At the same time, we're following a parallel romance where we have Eileen's sister. I think her name was Liv or Olivia or something like that. She had fallen in love when she was young, and she was supposed to get married to this guy. She also fell pregnant with him, but then he died in, again, some kind of an accident. So basically, within the society that they lived in, she was kind of disgraced because she was no longer a virgin, and she no longer has a prospect of marriage because her betrothed passed away. So yeah, it was kind of a scandalous situation. So she has no suitors. She was kind of steering away from society so she doesn't become the talk of everyone. But then McKenna comes back from the States, and he brings with him his best friend and also business partner, or kind of, he's not a partner because that guy is basically his boss. His name is Gideon. He comes from the States. He has a drinking problem, and he immediately kind of is captivated by Liv, and they have this kind of whirlwind romance going on. But then by the end of the book, we find out that he really wants to make it work, but she does not want to be with him if he is drinking. So he has promised her that he will try to get sober within 6 months. They won't see each other, and he will only communicate with her via letters, and then by 6 months they will see whether they can get back together. So I believe that their story will be mapped out in the next book. I haven't really researched that, but I think that there is a second book within this world, and that's going to be their book. So I definitely sometime in the future want to pick that one up, because I was already, my interest was already peaked within this book. So I definitely want to read that book book as well. And overall, just to give you an idea, my whole, I think I bumped my phone. I'm sorry if you were shaking a little, or I was shaking a little bit. My whole idea when it comes to historicals has been completely wrong. I have to admit to myself and to all of you that I was absolutely wrong when it comes to historical romances. I had some kind of assumptions and prejudices that were absolutely incorrect, and I'm definitely going to want to read more. I don't think that obviously I'll jump right into reading historicals the whole time, but definitely here and there I will be picking up books, especially if I see that my favorite booktubers are recommending them. I'll definitely give them a try and be more open towards this genre, because out of the 3 books that I read, all of them were successes for me. The Tessa Dare book, I gave 5 stars. This one, again, The Magic, I gave 5 stars. And the one by Joanna Shupe, which is The Lady Gets Lucky, I gave that one 4 stars. So overall, all the books that I read within this reading vlog were a complete success for me. I love the tropes within the first book, where again we have a scarred hero in that one. We have a marriage of convenience. We have like the heroine falls first in that one, and the hero is kind of fighting his feelings. We have a lot of fun banter, a lot of humor within the book. The second book was completely different, where we have more of a situation of, you know, the foodie aspect within the book that I loved. We have lessons in seduction. We have a rake who kind of is fighting his feelings for the woman that he actually wants to be with, and her making him jealous with all the lessons that she has learned and then applying on other men. So that was a lot of fun as well. And then this one, where we have a lot of pining and angst and a lot of just romance and just so many situations where you're rooting for them to get together. I really, really love this one as well. So actually, all the tropes that I love can definitely be applied into another type of setting that still works for me. I really just was thinking that the setting wouldn't work for me, that I wouldn't be very intrigued by it, but I've been proven wrong. So I definitely will be reading more historical romances in the near future. And I really hope you like this vlog. It may be a bit messy, a bit chaotic, and especially I did not do a very good job of updating you on time, but I'll have to work on that. I really vow to myself that when I'm doing reading vlogs, I'll do better, but let's see next time if I'll succeed in that. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know if you have any historical romances that you want to recommend to me, ones that are very much like these ones where you know that I'm definitely going to enjoy them, or ones that maybe I haven't tried out yet when it comes to the tropes that work best in historicals, because I'm really a newbie here, so I'm really open to suggestions. So please let me know if you have any recommendations that I can pick up. And I hope to see you very soon in the next one. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, and I hope to see you very soon. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care, and bye-bye.